Hey,
Oh,
hey, hey. What's up, everybody? Welcome
we
back
are
at
back.
Girl Chat Sports. Mo and Mel, we are here. I
Yes.
know I know before we started you had your Dodgers hat on because I know your Dodgers are
Yeah, it's a
playing
little
right
too dark for
now.
the camera, but they're playing. The score is 1-1 right now. It's tied up with these cards. Gotta try to
Right,
make that
right.
happen. Get out
And
of
of
this
course
wild
I got
card
my
situation.
action green on for tomorrow because
Yes, you
we
have
got the
to.
Thursday
You
night
have
football
to.
game tomorrow.
Another
And
divisional game.
back to back on a short week. It's
I
probably the
know.
least of all good situations we could be in, but hey, that's
Man,
how the schedule falls.
that's how it
So
goes.
we'll definitely talk about some NFL. We've got the WNBA semifinals happening right now. The Sky just took down the Sun, so they are headed to the finals. Up next is our Aces, our ladies need to get it together. So we will stay tuned. If you're in the comments, make sure you give us some score updates. And we've got a great guest first. So we want to make sure we talk to her and get to know her a little bit. So if you're watching, please share the feed. Go ahead and tag some friends to watch along. But we've got Michelle Montague on. I hope I said the last name right, but
Yeah,
we shall see
Montague.
when we get. Yeah. Okay. Here's Michelle and some of her takedown techniques, and we'll get her on in just a second. All right, let's get Michelle on right now. Hey, Michelle.
Hey
Hey,
girls, how are
Michelle.
you?
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. We know that currently you're in Florida, but usually you've been very far east, I guess, for us, or maybe it's very far west. I'm not sure how you want to put it on the geography, but you are usually based out of New Zealand, correct?
That is great. Yeah, I'd go with south. It's just south of everything here.
So, what brings you to Florida and what are you doing out there?
Yeah, well, what brings me here is my country is pretty strict and closed. So you can't get back in without a specific voucher, which is like a lottery system to get you back home. You're one of 20, 30,000 people trying to get home, and they do maybe like 3,000 rooms at a time. So it wasn't an option last minute to go home. So yeah, I was lucky enough to have one of my good friends that's in Florida, like welcome me in and to stay with her until I can get back home, which is in December. Yeah. So now I'm
Oh
here
my
training for
God.
my next flights.
Okay, wonderful. Well, give us a little breakdown kind of how you started. I know that you were starting at rugby at a very young age and you've done a lot of things throughout your young life so far, but what got you into the MMA field and what have you been doing recently with that? I know you had a fight not too long ago. We were supposed to have you on around that fight, and I know this whole scenario of the travels and
Yeah.
everything else kind of got into it, but let everybody know kind of how you got your start and about your MMA career so far.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I was just scrolling through YouTube as you do before trainings and things, and I was playing rugby at the time and came across this chick called Ronda Rousey, who I had no idea of and had never heard of jiu-jitsu, judo, wrestling even. I hadn't heard of all these sports, which I wish I had of from my small little town. So yeah, I'd seen these videos and thought, man, this chick is like similar body to me, but just dominating people with this throws and things I've never seen before. I need to do this sport. I need to like find a gym that does it. So just Googled it up, something near me that does that sort of training. And then it was called MMA in Hamilton. And just did every class, every morning, lunch, night for 4 weeks pretty much. And then after 4 weeks of training, had my first fight. Messy as first fights always are. just like really ugly to watch when you look back at it. But I won that one with a submission, and then I had another fight about 5 months later, about 15 kilos heavier or 30 pounds heavier. And and then I won that one as well with a submission. Had some time off with 2 broken legs, one from rugby and one from wrestling. I was probably doing a bit much of things all at the same time, and it takes a toll on you as well. That's what made me stop doing all my different sports and just focusing on the one. So had a couple injuries there that set me back probably 2.5 years all up, and now for the last, I'd say, year and a half, I've been able to train semi full time, and now obviously I'm here full time, and prepare for my last amateur tournament, which will be the World Champs at the end of the year.
Wow, wonderful. So where's that going to be at?
Well, supposedly it was supposed to be in Kazakhstan, but there is some mystery around what's happening with the World Champs right now, and we don't find out until our time Friday. I think because Kazakhstan's COVID situation isn't very under control. Not like it is anywhere, but I think it's a little worse there. So I don't know if it's going to be that location, and I don't know whether it's going to be a particular date range possibility either. So all I know is that World Champs are happening somewhere in the world the last week of November, start of December, and I'll be doing them.
And so, like you mentioned, you came from a very small town there in New Zealand, and you didn't know of you didn't really know of UFC or MMA or any of this combat sports.
Nothing.
You come across it on YouTube and was like, yeah, I want to do that. So how easy or how hard was it to find a place to train, to find people to train you, or to get into the actual, like the sport of it?
Surprisingly easy. The MMA community pretty much around the world, at least I've noticed, it's very welcomes people with open arms, especially females, because we're such a minority, they want more. But I literally Googled up MMA gym near me, the one in the closest city, which is 5 minutes away, popped up. And so I like called the number that was on there, and this guy, Carla, who soon became my coach, said, "Hey, I want to come to this training, da, da, da." And I said, "Do I need to bring?" He's like, "No." I said, "I haven't got gloves, I've got nothing." He's like, he laughed and was like, "That's fine, doesn't matter, just show up." I was like, "Oh, okay," because it's like, you don't just show up to a random rugby team's practice, you know. So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I literally did. I rocked up, and I was just going to watch the first class. So I sat on the couch watching, and then him or one of the coaches said, "Do you want to jump in?" And I was like, "Oh, no, it's fine. Like, I have no idea what's happening. I don't know what everyone's doing. I don't know what the tapping is. Don't understand it. I'll watch." And but within like a minute of talking, like, "Come on, just get in the mat," I jumped in and was like hooked from that moment on. Just how you can progress so much and improve so much, but you'll never know everything. It's individual, yet you work as a team. You can't train it alone. And just the fact that it's like power, technique, a huge mental game. Like, you have to be so mentally strong to walk in there, you know, want to fight someone as well, and to do so without too much emotion attached. It's a very addictive process. No matter how much it scares you at some points, it's you always come back to it.
Wow. Do you find that rugby really helped you kind of get a better link straight into the MMA? I mean, you guys are very physical. I'm always admired rugby players, both men and women, because I just don't see, I mean, they're so physically fit and athletic, and it's like there's no pads, no helmets, and you're just going kind of balls to the wall. So, like, was that like an easy transition? Do you think that helped you get into it easier?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hit the nail on the head there. So the rugby side of it is what helped the most, and why I ended up, I guess, focusing more on grappling and wrestling, because it felt so familiar. You know, rugby, every time we're tackling someone, it's basically a wrestling double leg. So, and scrums, you know, you're pushing on someone like head to head, so like grappling. So for me, the rugby side of it really helped with the grappling, and that's why I kind of, I guess, gravitated towards that more so than the striking. It just made more sense, and I just did it more. It definitely helped the physicality and having a body strong enough to handle that kind of contact off the bat. and just gave me confidence too to back my body in those sort of situations as well, and why I guess maybe I did that fight so early. But I was literally playing rugby games in the morning for 80 minutes and then drive 2 hours to the city and do the, jiu-jitsu nationals or whatever it was as like a white belt. And I was doing that in one day, and it was just frothing over it. I just loved both sports so much,
To be young and full of energy with that.
Right?
I was younger then. This is 5 or 6 years ago.
You're still in your 20s though. You still got this. Like you're still into this. So I just have a quick question with your takedowns and everything. And you said you kind of idolized Ronda Rousey. People figured her out with her infamous armbar move. Yeah. Are there different type of techniques you use on your opponents? Because you're literally 11-1. Like you recently just took 10-1. You just had your 11th match, and the one that was the one that kind of got you on the L, but it's still a stellar record. Do you change up any signature moves to keep them guessing so it doesn't become a habitual signature thing that you have against your opponents? Have you thought about that from looking at Rousey?
So there's two things in that really. So one thing is that what you do to win a fight pretty much is based on what the opponent does, and none of the opponents I've had have been the same, right? So like how you win or lose will be dependent on that other person. So if they expose their neck or their arm or they leave their hands down, like it's just that's like the recipe of what you're looking, how you're trying to finish it based off what they do. So it's not something you can really like 100% premeditate, because you just don't know what exactly is going to happen, that you can get caught with anything. So you don't go in with like I'm definitely going to armbar this chick, like, and you know how to get there, but like, will you get there, And so for me, I have most of my wins have been with submissions, just because physically grappling, it's just more so like what I prefer. But they've been like a big variety of finishes and stuff, so like arm bars or chokes and things like that. So it really honestly just depends on what the opponent does of what you'll do. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. So, obviously with just you not being able to get back home to New Zealand and the different kind of travel issues that have happened because of the pandemic, I also know that one of your videos you had posted too was about how to build a dojo at home. And I'm assuming that also was a mid-pandemic, because I'm sure like all athletes and all people out there that were trying to still work out or do any kind of training, but being at home and not being able to go to gyms or facilities was a little bit of a hardship. So kind of talk about, what it was, how the pandemic has affected you as an athlete and training, but also talk about how it was to make your own dojo at home. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. We were... I don't know how many weeks in we were. It was pretty early on in the stages. We had this kind of wooden building shed thing out the back of our house that it has a spa pool in it, so it's covered. But then the rest of it was just the classic garage storage type of space with just cobwebs and just absolute nonsense. So Dad got out with the big sledgehammer and just started bashing away at this middle wall. Ordered us some mats, and then we just got going with pulling all the nails out, getting these mats laid down, putting a heavy bag up, and it just over the course of like a couple of days, pretty much, we had this thing like ready to go. And I've seen so many cool videos and photos of people in New Zealand like putting mats down and bags up in their gyms and getting their training on there. Some of the boys that are fighting, in the UFC, so the top level, have been doing their camps in their garage with no training partners. So the situation in New Zealand in terms of for athletes, I think it's a little bit different depending on the sports, right? Like I know the rugby team are all trained. They've got training camps and they're training together. Now that the rest of the country's out of lockdown, but other sports had been training together while there was lockdown, but our MMA athletes were all put aside in their homes with no training partners, and police actually came to hunt them down and like make sure they weren't training with other people. So it's a bit of a grey area and a bit messy, to be honest. But luckily for me, I'm not in that position because I am over here and I'm in Florida. In the States, you guys don't care at all about COVID.
Florida doesn't care at all. Florida,
Florida.
Texas. Yeah, they have no idea what's going on. Like,
the
whatever.
second night I was over here, first day I was over here, when I first got in, like I didn't know what was happening with anything. I seen that Joe Rogan was performing up the road the next night. So like I went there and obviously like a COVID hotspot, I had my mask, had everything. It says mask must be worn. I get inside and nobody's got them on. Nobody cares at all. And I'm sitting this close to someone thinking, oh, okay, this is a whole nother story. This is another world over here. New Zealand, like, police are hunting you down if you're training with someone that you live with, you know, in a gym, even if you own the gym. So, yeah, it's pretty gnarly for athletes in New Zealand right now. And honestly, a lot of us don't really see where it's gonna, like, where the end's gonna be in terms of the lockdowns and restrictions. It just doesn't look like it's gonna be ending anytime soon.
Wow. And, you know, it's funny because people here in the United States think that they are being prosecuted and it's unfair and all these rules and regulations is just too much. But they don't realize, like, for you, like, what if I fly out of the country, but I can't get back home? Like, we can always come.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that's like. I just went out the country about like a few weeks ago and what if I couldn't come back home? Like, come
I know. What do you do? Oh, man. Look, yeah. What do you do?
Oh man. So how is it being away from home this long and see, not having your family or not having the people out there? And of course, I want you to talk a little bit about your family's company and you working with the Viking kayak company as well. But how's it been not kind of having that interaction with family?
So it's obviously been tough. I think I've probably only had like 2 breakdowns, so that's quite good for me. Yeah, so it's been tough, but I've gotten used to it. You know, there's certain times where, you know, I'll need to have a video chat with everyone back home and talk about, you know, shit that's happened or just a bit of a rough day or whatever. But with the time zones being so different too, you kind of just deal with it. Because, you know, I'm awake, they're asleep and vice versa. So by the time, you want to talk to them, they're probably in bed and all that. So you kind of just get forced to just deal with it. And yeah, but definitely missing them and, you know, missing birthdays. And I'll spend Christmas in the hotel room by myself when I get to New Zealand in the quarantine. So that'll be a bit shit, but I mean, it's just another day really, isn't it? So it's all about the family. So as soon as I get out, I can see them again. I think before I had a date to get home, it was a bit more upsetting because I really had no idea, like, if I'd be here till, you know, like December, January, longer. Had no idea because every time I tried to book a room with our little lottery system, I was like 20,000 in line and I just, you know, obviously missed out. But this other night, 2 nights ago, I logged on and started off at like 3,000 and something and ended up at the front of the queue and got a room. So that was insanely lucky of me to get that. And so now having a date booked home, it's a huge weight off my shoulders and knowing that there's a date that I'll be landed back in New Zealand and able to spend the summer with my family.
The fact that there's a lottery system still is like perplexing to me.
It's messy.
We do have a comment from someone, it looks like from the Viking crew. Look, yes, Michelle, we love you. Hashtag Viking crew.
Hello, Jess. Yeah. So that's right. Jess is running the operations there at the factory. She came into the team, I think, partway through last year, her and her partner as well. So having them on board, doing the operations and loading the containers to go overseas and doing all the documents, it's all pretty important stuff, to be honest. And I'm just doing a little bit of admin here and firing off the information, and they're putting it all into action with the rest of the crew as well back there. So it's like a super on point team, and I'm very grateful to be still be able to be part of it from so far away. We make the best fishing kayaks in the world, so they go all over the world as well in the containers. So what we do, we pretty much mold from powder into a finished product, 1 kayak every hour, pretty much top to finish, across 3 ovens as well. So about 12 of us there, I think, in the team, and my parents have owned it for, I want to say, probably like up to 20 years now.
Wow.
15, 20 years since we were farming pretty much. And so now we're all guns blazing for summer.
Yeah, I can imagine. And if you can check them out there, I think they're on Instagram and Facebook, Viking Kayaks. Those are some impressive kayaks.
Yeah, I mean, they're even in Florida here. So I'm going to pop up and see the store here in Florida while I'm over here as well. And fingers crossed I can go down to Texas when our big 40-foot container of 60 kayaks arrived and help them unload them as well. That'll be awesome. And meet the guys over there that bring all our kayaks in.
Awesome.
Mm.
What about the Wild One? You got to nickname the Wild One. And so I'm curious to know where we like to ask all of our guests that have these nicknames, where did it come from? Who started it? So where did yours come from?
Probably came from the moment I was born, to be honest. I've just been an absolute shit of a child. I was the reason that they didn't have a third after me. So I just always had like this crazy white blonde hair, snot, my hair like stuck in it, running around with no shirt on until like a teacher forced me to put one on at school, and I was like mortified that I had to wear a shirt because my brother didn't have to. So I was honestly like the Wild Thornberries Donnie kid, like that was me as a kid growing up. So I was mum and dad would call me Wild Child, like and then once I even like through I guess school and going through those early 20s and that there when you go out and that I was always pretty freaking wild as well. So kind of kept that going through. And then once I started, MMA and there was that whole like have a nickname thing, it came pretty easy between like the family and coaches and stuff like that there to be the Wild One based on just, I guess, just a bit of a psycho really.
Yeah. As far as MMA goes, I don't know. You said you have your last fight as an amateur. Does that mean that you'll be attempting to make the transition into the higher levels, or what's next for that for you?
Yeah, so World Champs will be my last amateur fight / plural. Could be between 1 to 4 fights, depending if you win, So those will be my last fight there, and then next year I'll have my first professional fight. So don't know where, don't know who it'll be against or anything like that there. All I know is that I'll start building a bit of a pro record and experience against these girls that are, just a whole nother level up. But I definitely wanted to see this year out as amateur and build up the rest of my game.
That's amazing. And then as far as professionally speaking, is there some people out there currently that you would look forward to hopefully being able to fight? Or is there some professionals out there that you kind of look up to get some, ideas from, or you look up to just in regards to their presence and their work ethic in the ring, that kind of stuff?
In terms of people I want to fight, I mean, I'm definitely hoping for the rematch with Sabrina at this World Champs. That'll be awesome to, try and avenge that loss. We'll see what happens with the World Champs. In terms of pro, we're just going to take what comes and let the coaches deal with that there. In terms of women role models in the sport, like obviously there's people that you don't know that you like what they've done with their sport, and that they're like Holly Holm's just got like just a real lovable attitude and very humble, and just as a human being you're like, okay, she's a good bitch. And then and then in terms of like girls that are trained with like at City there's so many girls that are high level in other areas as well as MMA and just really good people as well, and I I've been awesome to train around them and idolize those girls as well. I think just that whole girl group that I train with there, and then these new girls that I'm getting to know down here at Top Team, I just see like aspects in all of them that I admire, and I try and pluck those best bits and like make sure that I'm always on point, and whether it's my training attitude or my my talking with the coaches, just everything, just try and list, take those good parts from each person and try and use that as well.
That's good. That's great. Man, I'm excited. And then I noticed you obviously have a nice little trophy from whenever you were working out, I guess on Monday, your shiner there.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's part of the job. It's just part of the train. Like how, these are the things that happen, and whether you are going to be on camera or not, like screw it. Like this is part of the job, right?
That's it. Yeah. I lead with my head a lot when I wrestle and I grapple. I just put it in there first. It's like an extra hand, it's in the middle. It's pretty useful. But if you do that, then yeah, you get like the grazes on the chins and the black eyes and stuff like that there. It's kind of good. It's much cheaper than like Maybelline, things like there, whatever else people use for their eyeshadow. So it's pretty handy like that. But and it goes away after about a week. But yeah, I just copped a wee knee during wrestling. But it's just something that you just very used to in the sport. You just constantly get the weird bruises in super weird places that look just like thumbprints and things, and you just look at it and just look away. I think I broke my toe today. It's all good. You just press on with it. You just press on with it. Honestly, it's just a part of it. And I think coming from being a farm kid, constantly covered in cuts and bruises, and crashing motorbikes and defences and stuff like that, and then playing rugby all my life, you get very used to being somewhat battered and bruised.
I can imagine, boy. Wow. Well, that's amazing. So we're definitely looking forward to the World Championships. We definitely want to keep in touch with you so we can make sure to tune in. What is I know you have a website, the wild1mma.com. Make sure you check her out there. What about Instagram or Twitter? Is there one that you're on most of the time or all the time?
Not on Twitter, just Spin My Yarns on Instagram. So it's just the same thing there, Wild One MMA, to get me on Instagram as well.
Okay, that's great. This is what happens with Mo. Sometimes her phone drops off, so I'm sure she'll be back on in a second.
See you later, Mo. It's all good.
But we thank you so much for coming on. Please take care of yourself. I'm sure the cuts and bruises will still come on, but we look forward to seeing you and your career flourish.
Thank you, Mel. I really appreciate it.
All right, thanks. And this is what happens, guys. Mo, she gets off. She gets taken care of, and she leaves me to be here by myself. Maybe the Aces game is good. If anyone's out there, let's see. I don't even see a score yet. Anybody in the comments want to drop me a score? Down by 3, Phoenix. Okay. Yes. Let's see if Mo gets back on. In the meantime, I can go through some of the kicks that are coming out because I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see. All right, we'll see how it goes. We'll start with kicks since Mo's not here, but let me see where my pictures are. Dun, dun, dun. All right. AJ5, the Jade Horizon. Pretty nice. It has that mint jade green. Supposed to be coming out December 4th. I kind of like it, but I don't think it'll be one of those ones that I have to have. The Dunk High Championship Navy, October 8th. This one should be coming out then in a couple of days. I think this is going to be on Friday. I do love some Dunk Highs. Classic Navy is pretty good too. Next ones I'm pretty excited for. You've got the LD Waffle Savai, I believe it is. Savai. See, this is why I need Mo here to give me my pronunciations for my stuff. And it's the cool gray, comes out October 9th. I like the colors on this one. Also the Air Max 90 Off Noir, tongue-tied Off Noir, October 13th. And this one is just to show people how ridiculous it is. Yeezy has his own basketball shoe coming out. The Yeezy basketball knit, the 3D slate blue. I'm not even sure how people could play basketball in a knit, and maybe it's just the outer layer that's knit, but geez, so incredibly bad. I don't even know what to say. Mo's still not here. It is a little difficult to have a podcast by yourself to talk to yourself about things, but if anybody's out there in the comments and wants to shoot some topics, otherwise we can kind of discuss what's happening and talk about my Seahawks because, well, you know. So Thursday it is. Seahawks have another rivalry matchup, divisional. The NFC West is hot. Arizona is now 4-0, the only undefeated team left in the NFL, which seems odd because I feel like there was a lot more teams into a lot later weeks that were undefeated last season. So we definitely have some competition. We actually beat the Niners. Shout out to all those Niner fans out there at Levi Stadium. Shout out to my friends that were there. They wanted me to go. I turned it down. I really was very anxious about this game. I don't get anxious about games too often, but for some reason, it was causing me a little bit of stress. We came out with the win, and mainly because of this guy right here. I got a little video of my guy.
Wilson under immediate pressure, somehow gets away, throws end zone, it is caught! Touchdown, Freddie Swain! A little razzle-dazzle from Russell Wilson and the Seahawks.
How? I mean, how? Coming off the edge right here, watch Russell Wilson spin. How do you even see it? That is Johnson. He spins right around and goes, hey, look at this. Wide open down in the end zone, the corner of the end zone.
Listen, you guys know my issue with Sierra posting stuff before games. She did not post anything with her and her boo all loved up or any kind of, crazy twerk video. And luckily, we got a W. So I'm just asking a favor, Sierra, if you could please not post anything today, if not in tomorrow, unless it be some, cute picture of the kids and you in the green jerseys, that's fine. But hey, you see what happens when there's no Sierra post? We get a win. So I'm hoping that we get into, oh, there she is. Hey, Mo.
Hey, I can't believe this phone right now.
I was like, usually Mo pops back up, but I don't
my
know.
phone literally did that temperature thing, and I felt the back of it, and it was hot.
I've
And it just
never.
says, gotta cool down. And I know what's going on. I see.
How hot is it in here? How hot is it?
It's not hot in my house. I know what's going on right now. This 13 came out, and now everybody that has an older phone, it wants to act a
But your phone ain't even that old. You got a 12, don't you?
No, I don't have a 12. I have an 11.
Okay. Well, I have a 10. Mine's not hot. Mine's not hot yet.
And it's acting a donkey because they want me to update the phone.
I hear you. I was just going over my Seahawks, and Donnell's not excited because, of course, we got the W at Levi Stadium. We got the Rams coming up tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm a little nervous.
Garoppolo went down. Trey Lance got up there and acted like an amateur.
For all those people that wanted Trey Lance to play, no matter what, hey, but Jimmy G's not like. I would put Derek Carr over Jimmy G. Jimmy G's not like a high caliber quarterback.
He's not, but he's playing consistency. Trey Lance got out there and just didn't know what was going on. Poor thing.
Well, what happens is that Russell Wilson actually played. Had we not been able to play well, had Russell not performed and got back to the old Russell Wilson, had Jamal Adams finally stepped up and had a couple of huge plays. The issue I'm having now is that we've got injuries. Right. It's a short week. We played Sunday. We play tomorrow. Chris Carson hasn't practiced for the last 2 days. It's going to be a game time decision tomorrow. So if that's the case, then we got to fall back to Alex Collins and DJ Dallas because Penny is still out. Mm-hmm. He hasn't played for a while. I know there was a couple other people I read on. I'm trying to find my note of it. Oh, Carlos Dunlap on our defensive line. He got an injured toe. He's not going to play Thursday. I mean, it's just a lot, and we don't need any injuries on defense. So our defense is already shot as it is. I mean, I made a post earlier because, of course, we heard earlier about Stephen Gilmore being released and or then later traded from the Patriots to the Panthers. But I was hoping, we could have picked somebody up. I mean, we didn't get Sherman. We need somebody else out there in the backfield because Trey Flowers, if he doesn't perform a game, we're not going to have a chance. And playing the Rams, Cooper Kupp can be anywhere on the field, and there's going to be nobody on our team that can cover him.
Yeah. It's not going to be an easy game. That's for sure.
It's not going to be an easy game. And as you could tell, home field advantage didn't work for us playing the Titans. So I can only imagine, hopefully now that is, hopefully something happens well. I just,
yeah.
Another game.
I get it.
Another game that I'm be stressed to play. So
yeah,
I'm
I get
not
it.
Sure.
I get it.
But let's talk about Facebook and Instagram. What's that being down? How is that?
Well, the girl went on 60 Minutes and with a whistleblower, so they probably shut it down the next day. We already knew that was probably going to happen.
I mean,
she told all the
down,
tea.
But
she told all the
so
tea. And then they shut it down and try to scramble and see what they could try to not have out there again. I think that was the excuse they used. But
what was funnier is the people that don't have, I mean, I have Twitter, I just don't use it really. But the people that didn't have Twitter had no idea what was going on because, of course, everything's shut down and they have no idea to figure out what happened. Because I went to Twitter
or TikTok. Shame on you, because that's the only thing else I had. I was like, well, I got Twitter and TikTok rolling. But I thought it was me when I woke up. I honestly did. I was like, wait a minute. It's not loading. It's not doing.
I'm like, why is the same video on the top of my feed? I got the same video. I don't want to see this thing anymore.
Yeah, I was tired of seeing the Simpsons get Balenciaga delivered to them and Marge put the little Balenciaga dress on. That's what I kept seeing. And I'm like, what's going on? So I'm just like, what the heck? And then I said, I can always go to my number one source, Twitter. Twitter never fails.
Never fails.
As soon as I go to Twitter, top popular hashtag popping, Facebook shut down. Then it was Facebook whistleblower. I was like, see, it's all conveniently. I see what's going on right now. The whistleblower went on 60 Minutes Sunday night, Monday morning, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram shut down.
And it went on from there.
Yeah, they went on from there.
Oh, my gosh.
For sure.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was Monday. And then, of course, Tuesday comes out with the Urban Meyer, who's now the coach of the Jaguars, getting a little grinding action from some young little PYT at one of the local bars out there in Jacksonville. And it got blown up. And Urban Meyer, who's married, who's not married to that chick, had some explaining to do. And apparently it sounds like not only is the owner of the Jaguars, but also a lot of the players, they basically have lost all respect for this guy. Even though we know, I'm sure.
I don't think they lost respect for him before.
Well, that too. I mean, Jacksonville.
It just adds another excuse to it.
Adds another excuse. And he's talking about, he would never want to resign or leave, and that they want him to be able to show face and make it better. But my thing is you're the head coach and you're a well-known face because your previous college coaching experience, now with Jacksonville Jaguars. Why are you letting yourself be out there like this?
Because he thought he was still in college. He thought he was going to them college parties.
Oh, man.
He thought maybe that maybe this carries over, these habits and these ways.
It's like, really? That's what we're doing right now?
I mean, him getting right on the woman's is the least of his troubles. He better be worried if he has a job next season. That's what he needs to be looking at.
He'd be lucky if he has a job through the rest of this season.
Shoot. Well, I think with his contract, they'll carry him through to the end of the year, but he's going to have to definitely look for other options to work, for work.
It's too much. I was like, wait, what? I thought when I was seeing the tweets and I was seeing some posts about this video, and I'm like, what is this about? And I'm like, wait, why? What are we doing?
Social media is the best for exposing everything.
Listen, and people got cameras and phones everywhere. You should know if you're not doing something that shouldn't be known, don't be doing it in public.
It doesn't even matter if you're walking to your car. Someone is videoing you, okay? You're just on watch. Just know you're on watch and be smart about it. Because obviously that reckless behavior he didn't care about, but now he has these consequences he has to face. So,
unbelievable.
I don't know. Duval is a very interesting, strange brew down there. He lost his mind down there. So,
It looks like we have a close game in Phoenix right now.
I see that.
44-43. Aces are up by 1. 2 minutes left in the second quarter. What I thought was nice though of the Suns, the Suns actually moved up their game earlier today so that the Mercury's game could be played at home court there in Phoenix.
Chris Paul and the gang are there. I saw him just on the TV.
Yeah, and they actually all wore the Mercury's warm-ups for their warm-up game. I thought that was just nice to see. It's nice to see that kind of camaraderie between the teams in the same sport. So I appreciate them for that. What's up with your Dodgers? You got an update on the score there?
We're just 1-1.
Still 1-1. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I mean, this is the winner go home, right?
It's wild card. The Yankees got sent home yesterday by those Red Sox.
Yes, they did, and I was not sad about it.
Well, I don't like the Red Sox either, so I was just indifferent to both of them.
I don't like. My Mariners. We tried. We really tried. Got it down to those last 3 games. We could have done something, but we ended up losing 2 of them, and it was just it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, but hey, you had a good record.
They're a young team. If we can just keep it together, that's all that matters.
You got a chance. You definitely got a chance.
Yeah. So. Other big things in news. So Tom beat Bill on Sunday Night Football. I thought their little after post game hug was a little lackluster. I think that was done just for the media's sake.
Of course. But we knew Tom was looking in there and just do something. So
and the thing is that he didn't do what he wasn't doing what I thought
he didn't ball out, but it wasn't disrespectful at all. The game was not disrespectful whatsoever because they actually gave it a game in competition when New England was the first to score. But we knew he was just going to still prevail out of that game. I just was hoping it wasn't
mainly because the Patriots missed their field goal. They had that go ahead win field goal and missed it. Granted, it was a rainy day out there. I don't know. That was a bad game, but hey, what can you do?
We all have bad games. Monday was a bad game. I mean, we all have bad games, I guess. It seems to be the trend now.
Yeah, he did surpass Drew Brees' career passing yards, so that was pretty cool for him. But let's talk about your Raiders on Monday. I mean, I know you were just like me. We're both going to attempt to go see our games this weekend. We didn't. You guys that first half, boy. You were down 21-0.
First half was nothing. First half, they didn't show up and do anything. They didn't do anything. They did not do anything. And to play Josh Jacobs or hurt Josh Jacobs was just a caustic mistake. Because to me, to do run yards, to gain yardage, we turned the ball over so fast. 3rd down and done. 3rd down and done. Turnover. Our defense by the second half, even though we caught up somewhat, got tired because we turned the ball over so much in the first half. Defense was on the field longer than offense. That's a problem. Should never be the case. I will say, however, what made me feel good was see all the silver and black in the SoFi Stadium, as well as when the game ended, the SoFi Stadium erupted in boos. Which team gets booed in their own home field? Chargers do. That probably brought some softening to my heart. But it was,
was it the Raiders fans booing the performance of the Raiders? Because the Raiders fans, they don't really they have no filter when it comes to
Yeah, but we also celebrate when we lose, because what we do celebrate is the fact that we didn't go just a 21-0 or 28-0 or whatever the final score. We didn't score anything. Even Raider fans, we cheer when we even at least scored. It's like at least we scored something. I think it was more catered to them. It could have been both. You never know, but I doubt it. Just because of the situation.
I know it was confusing to start with because there was about the same amount of crowd noise for both sides. So it was kind of like nobody, it was never quiet. It was either booing or defense for the Raiders or defense for Chargers, but the noise never went away. So I feel like
it was going to be a very noisy game. It was definitely going to be a high energy, noisy game. Give it up to Justin Herbert and the Chargers. They're running. Austin Eckler is a beast. Okay. You cannot stop this guy. He's the truth. And I have to give them props because they played very efficiently and effectively. And when the challenge came, their coach read the field. Problem with Derek Carr is he doesn't release the ball fast enough. There's times where when he got taken down in the second half, in the fourth quarter, after the 51-yard pass to Henry Ruggs, who was missing on a milk carton last season, who's actually showing up off the milk carton, balling out, he could have scrambled out of that. You had opportunities where you could have scrambled out of that. I don't know what happened. But we just kind of have to move on to Sunday's game and
you're still
hope for the
3-1.
base.
That's still
3-1.
good.
I mean, Cardinals are the only ones that are undefeated in your division. What's
It's just
going
crazy.
on? Watch out for them. Like, they're the only team in the league right now that's 4-0. Everybody has taken an L. So now that we got the L monkey off our back, let's try to figure out how we're going to maneuver offensively this game going forward, because defense does show up. Carl Nassib, great takedown. Hunter Renfrow, great psych out read on that play and takedown. I mean, they were awesome things that were happening in this game. It's just that we had too much early turnover in the first half. You cannot have defense on the field longer than offense. That needs to not ever happen again. So it was devastating. I was at work and I just, between customers and watching this game, I was beside myself. I mean, I had my Raiders stuff on. I mean, I tried to rally and be behind these guys, but it was a bloodbath. I mean, it was terrible.
I think after that first half, it was like,
terrible.
Playing catch up is never easy.
It was terrible. Yeah, you can't, to get in a hole like that, it's hard to get out of holes like that. I mean, Raiders are a comeback team in the second half. We're known for doing that. That's how we started this whole season, of coming out of deficits.
Yeah, with the 2 overtimes.
Yeah, but I mean, there was plenty of time to do so. I mean, the 51-yarder had us right there. And then when Carlson missed that field goal kick, I was like, oh, shoot. Well, I see where this is going. Tough.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we move on.
Man.
I mean, we take the one. Everybody's got a one. Except the Cardinals.
Which I mentioned earlier when you were gone, is I swear there were more undefeated teams this late in the season. I mean, I feel like undefeated teams went into like week 6, 7, 8. And it's just like so crazy that how this year has started, where there's only one at week 4. Come on. Really?
That's due to a lot of anomalies happening. We're having a lot of star key players getting hurt early again.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is because the preseason curse of shorting these preseasons. It seems to be a pattern that since we shortened the preseasons, our players have been getting hurt a lot earlier than having the standard 3-week preseason. I don't know what's going on. Something's going to have to go back to basics. I don't know.
It's crazy.
It is
But
crazy.
You got the Bears running back, Montgomery. He's going to be out 4 to 5 weeks after an amazing time that he was pulling through. The Bengals, Joe Mixon's out as well.
He's on my fantasy.
Will Fuller's out on IR. My saving grace, I did win both my fantasy leagues, so that was amazing, because I had so many. I mean, between Dak not doing well, CeeDee Lamb not doing that. I mean, here's the deal. If the Cowboys win, great, but if you're gonna win, give me my fancy points. I don't want you just to win. Like, I need you to win and get my points.
That's how Lamar Jackson did me too.
Stafford pulled through for me for a while, but Christian McCaffrey is back on the field practicing. I'm not sure if that means he'll be returning this week. I'm assuming probably next week, but that's good for me because I still got him. But it's been tough without him on the field.
All I can say is people waiver wire as soon as you can. Try to load up if you can. Like these injuries and these doubtfuls and these outs and these game time decisions is not helping me whatsoever. Especially not to mention when the game started at 10 o'clock. It's just not a good.
Yeah.
It's not a good.
Thanks, Alicia. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
We very passionate about our sports.
Oh, absolutely. We love our teams. We want them to do well. I'm rooting for these aces. Definitely. They're up by 2 right now, up by 3 now because De'Erica's at the line. They got to do work too. I'm not, tight with them too. Don't think I'm not upset with these ladies from Sunday's game. I'm very upset with them. They did not show up at all. They did not put any effort into the game, and none of them can make a jump shot. I am very upset with this team. They need to show out so we can keep advancing, because if you lose tonight, Phoenix, I'm really going to be tight. There's going to be a lot. Well,
not to mention they lost by 26 and they lost by over 20 points both
game 2 and
game 3.
They didn't show up.
And game 3,
I noticed that Liz Cambage never
highest
under the paint.
Well, and the highest point, the person with the highest points on the last game 3 was Liz with 11 points.
Yeah,
they had 60 total points.
Asia's tired. She doesn't get enough rest on the court. She plays too many minutes. Try to rotate her out to rest her. They really do. And I also think that I haven't seen any efficient shooting from any of them. None of them were shooting outside of 3. These girls on the Mercury are shooting outside of 3. And then
Chelsea, KP, Rakina, none of them were getting fired.
No. I noticed the offensive setup for the Aces, no one is down low. So if you're all up at the top of the key, who's down low to pass the ball to make a layup? Nobody. What kind of? I don't understand their offense. I don't understand.
Well, that would be a coach.
Get it together, ladies and gentle and sir, because
because if they come back, I mean, if they are able to win.
Yeah.
If they're able to win, then we got Friday here back at the house.
Yes,
and that's
let's hope. I wanted to come back here. I needed to come back here, and I need them to do the W. They're playing efficiently tonight. It looks like it's a scrappy game. They're showing up. I don't know if it was jet lag on Sunday. I don't know what was going on, but that was.
But jet lag from Vegas to Phoenix, come on, that's an hour flight. Like, come on.
I mean, a drive in the car, you still should be energized to play. I don't know. I just don't have an answer. I don't have an answer.
I don't know.
That was weird. That was really strange.
It was maybe it
so
was
out of character.
Maybe it was the college arena, the last game that just really. I don't know.
Did somebody put something in their food in the room that night?
That Arizona State. I
don't know, but it was a bad energy game. But they're showing out tonight, so I'm excited. This is giving us a game because I don't want. You got a 6-seed team that just beat a number 1 seed right now previously, and now you got
shout out to our last guest, Maggie Hendricks, who's from Chicago, covered the Sky, who was rooting for the Sky, and actually I think picked them to go. She thought they'd go 5 games, and I'm like, look, they just beat these girls out in 4. Like, take it away, Candace Parker.
Yeah.
Man. Allie Quigley too was. It was a good game.
I know.
Good game.
So I just need them to. I don't want the Aces to go out like this. So we don't want to see this. We need them to come back to the house, like you said.
And we need this championship. We need women to bring the championship.
Close out the house to win. Yes. It's long overdue.
Crazy.
I know it's fairly new. It's long overdue.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Yeah. Speaking of our other Las Vegas team, the Vegas Golden Knights, we are still in preseason. They have, I think, their second to last game on Thursday here at T-Mobile. Which is I think they're 3-2 right now.
Yeah, they had a win last night or today.
Yeah, a great win. It was 7-2, I think.
Yeah,
I think they have one more game on Sunday that's away. Then they come back Tuesday the 12th as the home opener, the season opener against the brand new Seattle Kraken. So
that's your game you're going to, right?
I'm headed to the game. I won't be wearing Kraken gear because, of course, you guys know Vegas Golden Knights made me a hockey fan, so I'm sticking to them. But I'm excited to see, the Kraken. I'm excited to see if there's some people from Seattle in town. Like, it's just going to be a good time, I know there's like a lot of people from Chicago in town for this Bears game with the Raiders this weekend.
Right.
Are you excited for that one?
Of course. Of course. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see my boys in black and silver.
Is this their first time going to the game? I know you went to the stadium before.
And this is my first time for everything. And I think this was the best situation for it to be, for them to win. As a superstitious person I am when it comes to this team, I didn't want to see them any other time until that day, because A, it was the first time I could go, and B, it's on my birthday. So I thought those two elements, they gotta win. Like, that's the mantra and the energy I'm putting out there. It's my birthday. I'm a Raiders fan. It's my first time going to the stadium. I didn't want to. I had chances to go previous to that. Didn't want to go until I got there for my birthday. So this has to be a monumental 10-10 for me and for them.
I'm Death Star cherry.
Yeah, I'm super juiced, and hopefully. I get to check out that Winfield Club. I'm really excited about that part too.
Ooh, I always see it there, and I'm just like, man, that's some pretty swanky stuff, right?
Yes, it is. And the way it's set up, where you walk in, and then you have to go down the escalators inside of it, and then you're out by the end zone. I hope I can experience that too. I'm hoping to get my butt down there to celebrate my birthday. I hope
someone gives you a nice little birthday surprise to get you in there.
I hope so. Yeah, I'm banking on it. I'm trying to.
In other news, your guy Francis Ngannou gets to defend his title come UFC 270 in January. So that was announced today. So I'm really excited to see him fight. I really like him as a fighter. Me too. I think he's. Man, it's gonna be a good one. I can't wait.
It is, and then
I don't get excited too often for UFC fights, but once in a while there'll be that one that I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that we've been waiting for this one. This is one is a
Good.
long time coming. We've been waiting. I know it just happened recently, like a few months back, that he had his match, but it's time. It's time to get him back out there. Let's see him do work. We got Tyson Fury this weekend.
Yes.
This Friday.
Another
I can't wait for that. I mean, they just showed last night.
Who do you think is going to win this one? Shout out to Mike Dixon, who I know was down there during the press conferences showing some videos. Those are pretty dope. Yes.
Yeah. I still got Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
I do. I don't know.
But
I don't know. Deontay Wilder could come back and stun us all. I mean, I like the Bronze Bomber. Don't get me wrong, but don't wear no heavy equipment walking through that.
Yeah,
don't dress like a
can you not?
Again.
Please don't.
Because
do
I
that.
watched
Don't waste your energy walking out.
They played the rematch last night on one of the boxing channels we were watching. I said, see, this is what his problem was. He came out looking like a transformer.
Look at the transformer. The evil transformer.
Being a Decepticon, come on out. Wear a little something. He looks great, by the way. Yeah. He looks great. He looks like he's ready, in shape. He's keeping his mouth shut. He's quiet. I would love to see Wilder win. I don't know. I just have a suspicion.
I just like the spread on it. Like, I think it's like 2 plus 275 for Wilder. I'm like, man, like I would really
because everybody's thinking Fury's a favorite. I know he's a favorite, but the thing of it is,
and it's funny because whenever you see Fury, you're like, how does this guy fight? Like, he just always seems like he's out of shape to me.
I know, but he actually looked good too. This is probably the best I've seen him look. His chest looked chiseled, had a little shirt open.
Chiseled?
Yeah, it was a little chiseled. Yeah, he wasn't looking sloppy. No. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's a little dicey type of deal, but Wilder's being quiet. He's staying a little humble. I can appreciate that. I would love to see the bronze bomber come out.
I hope it's a good fight no matter what. I hope it gives the people their money's worth, because nothing's worse than paying all this money for a huge fight and it lasts for, 2
part
or 57 seconds. So
yeah, we don't want to see no Mike Tyson type situations. No, we need to see a full 12 rounds if we can.
And we do need to give credit and congratulations to Bubba Wallace, who completely made history as the first Black driver to win win a Series Cup, but not since 1963. That's amazing. So this has been like a year later out in Talladega since they had the whole parade or not parade, but they had the protest over there.
Right.
He's also with the Jordans NASCAR team, which is amazing as well. So you've got the first Black driver to win a cup. You got Black ownership, of the NASCAR stock car 23. So I'm all for Bubba. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. Yes, definitely. Bubba is great. Also, that was announced as if you need any more music festivals or I need any more music things to try and get to. I feel like a Super Bowl, the LA Super Bowl halftime show is about to be the next music festival. Like, if they don't extend this halftime show to become like a good half hour, we got Dr. Dre was announced, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar.
And Eminem.
And they're going to bring guests on. They're going to have people with them.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to go. I really don't. I don't know how that's going to
go for halftime. If someone could just
sneak
me in, it's like watch halftime and be out.
I mean, I like the sound of it. I do. I really do. But I don't know how they can cram that in the show. I don't even know how they could do it.
Well, I'm sure there'll be like it'll be like a Dr. Dre Eminem. There could be a Dr. Dre Snoop Dogg, like all kind of intertwined. Mary J comes with whom I don't know.
Mary J came out of left field because that's so New York and it's in LA. So I just was kind of confused.
I don't know why. Yeah, I guess there's not really a lot of women. I guess hip hop in it. Is there a lot of? I mean, what? I don't know.
I mean,
I'm trying to think of.
I mean, they could have done. If it was, I don't know.
Or why Eminem? Because he's Detroit too. So.
Well, but he's collab with Dre, so I think that's the connection with that. A lot of people are excited about this. I think it's cool, but on the other hand, it's like, are you doing this to bring the Black people back to the NFL that are still not watching? Like, is this the Jay-Z move, or is this something that's supposed to be a Band-Aid? Like, I don't know what you're placating to on this. I mean, at the same time, like, it's cool. Right. But is it enough? No, it's not enough. We still don't have ownership. We still don't have GMs. We're still not getting what we asked for. So you think throwing music at us is just going to be like, oh, yeah, we good now? No. We still watching y'all NFL. We're still making sure that the change that we asked for is happening.
Watching
little
from a
Middle
distance.
East. Yeah, music is fine, but that's not nothing for us to be like, oh, happy day, we're back again. So I'm kind of split on that. Like it's cool, but yeah, at the same time, like whatever.
Well, I think also too, it's also like, in Miami they had J-Lo and Shakira. Like they're also picking people from that, from the area or from the genre. LA is very dominant for hip hop and for, music, and for Dre and Snoop especially. So maybe it's
and it could be for rock music and any other thing. But LA, the hip hop is just one other genre that comes out of LA. We got Red Hot Chili Peppers out of LA too. I mean, you could do that as well. But
ain't nobody trying to listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers on halftime show.
I speak for yourself. They're dope. Don't sleep on Anthony Kiedis.
I don't sleep on them. I just,
But that's that it could have gone that way too. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not just it's always a focal, Miami.
Well, and I think it's also probably like the whole millennial
thing,
Generation Z thing. I mean, every TikTok is with having some kind of hip hop R&B behind it. Whatever you see.
Oh, absolutely. But the Tito's are not feeling this. They want the baby and everybody else. The Tito's have chimed in on this. They're not feeling this. Is Gen Z. This is a Gen Z moment.
But the babies can't even make it to us. They're not at Super Bowl level yet. They got a few more years under their belts before they can make that happen.
But the Tito's think it's little baby. It's Megan. It's all of that. You understand what I'm saying? The Tito's don't care about our Gen Z
not
stuff,
a Super Bowl. That's not
but we're Gen
Z.
Yet. We're Gen Z, or Gen X. I mean, we're that's our thing, But you got to understand, you got these young Tito's out there that could care less about it being Dr. Dre stuff. A lot of them don't even know Eddie's songs, pretty much. But it's more of a Gen X thing for us.
Moment.
Yeah, it's just a Gen X thing for us, They don't know about Legendary. They think, freaking I don't know. It would have been real cool, like God willing, if Nipsey was alive and had that, on there and to have Kendrick. But the funny thing about
that would have been amazing.
The funny thing about it all is they didn't ask Ice Cube. Why is that? Cube is West Coast. He is legend. NWA, always synonymous with football with the Raiders. And it could be a conscious thing. That's what I say. Sometimes some things are done and they placate to a certain audience to make it appease. That's why I said it's very fishy, this whole thing. Sure. But we'll accept it. Whatever. It is what it is.
Who knows? Maybe Cube's busy with some other big 3 stuff happening, or there's a movie and he can't make it. I don't know.
The reach out. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, no MCA.
Maybe definitely be curious.
No Ice Cube. Like, if you want LA, let's go deep into it, But Kendrick's a good look. I mean, he ain't putting up a new album, but
okay. I'm sure they wanted to make it. They wanted to make it hip hop, but not take it all the way. I think
what they did was try to cross gens, because Kendrick Lamar is the other side of that.
Sure.
You got to throw one other person into the mix that the young ones can.
And you got to have a lady in there too. So you got to throw somebody.
Yeah, you got to throw a lady in.
I love Mary. I'm still trying to.
I love Mary too, but I'm confused about how that mixes in with that. Bring Michelle out there if you want to see some old school. If it's gonna really placate to us, she still got it, and she was with Dr. Dre, world class wrecking crew. I mean, I'd be down to listen to that. And then it turns into a whole concert, So I don't know.
Oh, throw it back to the Up in Smoke tour 2001.
Right? Where's Dub C at when you need him? But then again, that's all Ice Cube and stuff. That's what I'm like saying. Well, I think it'll be a good show. I think it's definitely a draw, and that's what they exactly succeeded in doing. Because people were like, "Oh my God, this is fire! Is it really fire?" Okay, if that's what you think.
I mean, I think in comparison to some others,
to the past that we had, Prince was the best halftime show, hands down. No one can ever compete with Prince. And to me, no one could ever compete when Janet Jackson was out there with the malfunction, sadly. But no one can compete with the Prince show. Okay, that is just the level. Okay, and then even when Michael Jackson did it, those are the levels.
But the last few have been like,
Bruno Mars. Not Bruno Mars. Who was The Weeknd?
Yeah, and then J-Lo on the stripper pole, and
J-Lo. Like I said, it's a draw of a demographic. Not everybody's gonna be happy with this. Not everybody was happy with this one. Like I said, Tito's were complaining. You had some people like, "Where's the rock music?" You had people. I mean, everybody has their own thing with it.
Everybody has their own thing.
Yeah. We're just in the genre of loving hip hop. So
yeah, that part.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into some pick'ems. So last week you won, although we did really poorly, both of us, because there was a lot of upsets that we weren't, thinking about that did it for.
So what are we 2-2 on this thing?
You're 2-1 right now. You're up 2-1.
Okay.
We're heading into.
That's right, because we didn't get to pick one of the weeks.
Yeah, the second week, I think it was. Yeah. All right. So Thursday night football, it's going to be a real tough game, and I really want to say the Rams will win, but I can't because
you're a
I'm
Seahawks
going to
fan. Go
go.
for your team.
I'm a Seahawks fan. I got to go with my team. It's going to be tough, though. It'll be tougher than the Niners. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Especially with them. I'm just hoping Chris Carson's good, or they don't make some rush decision like they did for Josh Jacobs to just let him play.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on. And now he went back to questionable again. Josh Jacobs again is questionable for the Sunday game. I meant to mention that. So why did you put him back?
I feel like everybody's questionable on Wednesday, and then it comes to like Friday, and everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
So for you.
I'm gonna ride with you on your Seahawks. You guys are at home. I'm gonna give you a chance. My instinct for money says Rams, but I'm gonna just give you guys a chance and see if you pull it off.
We got the Jets at Atlanta. I believe the Jets got their first win last week.
They sure did. And I still picked the Jets to win on this one.
And the Falcons, where are the Falcons? Where are the Falcon fans? What's going on?
It could be a it could be a payback game, and they take it. I doubt it though, because it's the Falcons. I'm going anything against them right now. I'm scoffing.
So you're taking the Jets?
Yeah, I'll take the Jets.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons only because they're at home. I know their fans will probably boo. Their fans will boo them should they lose again. I mean, they're just
that's terrible. That's
a
doggone shame. So our Aces are up 53-48 right now. They are balling. So let's go.
Okay. Detroit at Minnesota.
Hey, I'm going to take Minnesota on this. Even though Detroit, didn't they pull off a win last week?
They lost. We both picked Detroit. Okay. Yeah, they lost to the Bears. That Justin Fields, the new starter.
Oh, the new starter, yeah.
The new permanent starter.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Minnesota as well. The Saints at the Washington football team. What is up with the Saints?
I'm going with Washington. I like the Saints, and they're my second team, but they're messing up, dude. I put Jameis Winston in for my fantasy this week, and that was a big mistake against Natalie. It wouldn't have mattered, though. It wouldn't have mattered, though. I had Lamar Jackson. He was questionable up until game time, and I knew I could have kept Lamar up there in it. It wouldn't have mattered because on Natalie's team, she had she had Tyreek Hill, who did 53 points. So there was no way I was going to win it anyway.
You can't.
He balled the heck out.
No.
Yeah. So
when is Thomas coming back?
Who?
The wide receiver, Michael Thomas. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm going Washington. I'm mad at the Saints right now. I really am. I'm tight with them.
I'm going to go with the Saints. I'm going to give them a chance, but
I'm tight with them.
They've been playing so terrible.
I'm tight with them.
Patriots at the Texans. Did you see the Texans get blown out by the Bills 40-0? Not even a field goal.
You talk about a bloodbath. You talk about the red wedding from Game of Thrones. That was all of that.
That was bad.
Texan fans need to still be in bed, hugging their pillow, their Deshaun Watson pillow at this moment right now.
Oh, man. And the Patriots look good against Brady. I mean, they did decent.
They did.
I know there was some weather stuff in there, but I'm going to go with the Patriots on the road.
I'm going to ride with you on that.
Yeah, that was just embarrassing for them. I mean, oh, gosh.
Embarrassing is not the word.
Well,
that was just a humiliation. That was
trying to be nice, you know.
That was the ultimate humiliation.
Not a single point. Shut out.
No.
We got the Dolphins at the Bucks.
I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Okay. I think I'm
Antonio Brown is back. Not that matters with Gronk being out.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going.
I just don't see Miami doing much. They're just not, except for finally my tight end Geiske got points this weekend. He got the ball. So if we can just keep feeding him, because finally they found him, let's just keep going, because I need those points from my tight end. That's all.
Okay. Well, I hope he gets your points, but I'm still going with the Bucks.
Too. Yeah. Oh yeah, I am too. The Bucks win, but I just need to like I said, I don't care who wins, just give me the points at this point,
right.
You know, for fantasy. Packers at the Bengals, you know that Joe Mixon is out. I don't know if
but they got Chase out there too, who's a baller.
Well, you know, Packers are working to sign The defensive lineman from the Cowboys that got released earlier too this week.
I'm gonna go with Green Bay. You can't count them out.
Yeah,
when they're at home. Wait,
they're not at home? They're in Cincinnati, but I don't think.
They're in Cincinnati.
It's the Bengals.
I'm still gonna go with Green Bay.
I mean, Joe Burrow's been okay, but
he still has what's his name? Juwan or Chase or whatever. He's a baller running back.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna go with Green Bay though. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Isn't it Bernard? Isn't Bernard still there? Yeah.
I'm going with the Rodgers, Mr. Rodgers.
Same. The Broncos at the Steelers. I don't know what's happening with the Steelers, but
Steelers are on a breakdown. They're on a breakdown. So I'm gonna have to. I hate to say this, and I don't want the Broncos to win because they're in my division, but I have to go with the Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater and company have been doing very well out there.
And talk about a crap show in fantasy, like Juju.
Right.
I mean, everybody for the Steelers hasn't done nothing.
Maybe after a bye. I don't know when the tide's going to turn for them. They're just on a breakdown.
Hopefully. I mean, I'm going to go with Denver as well, but I feel like I need to get something from Pittsburgh, or I'm just going to drop any Steeler that's on my roster.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, for what?
Pretty much. Andre Bailey, where are you? Like, what's going on? I need answers.
I don't think he needs that smoke. He just,
Trey Bailey, what's going on with your team?
Okay, so Eagles at Carolina. Carolina, of course, just picked up Gilmore
possibly.
and maybe CMC. If not, their backup did good. He had good points for me. I don't know if I put him in if I can remember or not, but
I'm gonna roll with the Panthers. That's a tough one though. Yeah, I'll roll with the Panthers. Whatever. Put me down for the Panthers.
I went with the Philly last time and they lost. And
they're on another meltdown too. I'm gonna go with
I'm just gonna go opposite just so we get, fun. But I feel like it depends also on what Carolina looks good though. They look good.
Yeah, they do.
And their defense is gonna get better. So
61-48 Aces high. Let's go.
Yes. What quarter is third?
Third quarter.
Okay. Tennessee Titans at Jacksonville. I don't even know what's happening. I mean, the Titans lost this weekend.
Yeah, they did.
They gave the Jets their very first win.
Yes,
like how does Derrick Henry and the Titans?
They just are no show. And I have Derrick Henry on my fantasy. Useless. Totally useless this week. But I'm gonna give him a chance. And I'm gonna go with Tennessee.
Well, yeah. And I have no choice,
especially
after all the hoopla and all the media attention this week. Right. They're probably not focused. So
no.
We got the Browns at the Chargers. The Chargers had a great game against you. The Browns have been doing pretty good.
Woo, that's a good one. You said they're in Cleveland, or they come there so
in LA.
Oh, I'm going with the Chargers on that. I'm sorry, I hate to do that, but I'm gonna have to. They look, no, honestly, switch me to the Browns because I hate this AFC West. I don't want the Chargers to advance. They're number one right now in the AFC West. I need them to take an L this week, and I need us to win this week so we can be number one. So I'm going to go with the Brownies.
I'm going for the Browns.
I'm going with the Browns too.
For them. So
I definitely don't want the Chargers after beating us to win again. Okay, hold on to that number one spot.
Yep.
So
Chicago at Las Vegas.
I'm going with my Raiders. It's my birthday. Raider Nation, stand
I'm going for you too because it is your birthday. We want you to have a good birthday weekend.
I appreciate that. That is my highlight of my birthday is the birthday of Raiders winning.
Yes.
We need to put that in existence. So go on my Raider Nation.
Frisco at Arizona. Another NFC West showdown.
I'm going with the Cardinals. Oops. I'm a hater to San Francisco.
I am too.
But
that's the thing is like it's like I don't want the Niners to win, but at the same time is I don't want the Cardinals to remain undefeated and I want them to start losing. It's
I know. But you already got your win from San Francisco. So let that be your justice.
But I also don't need the Cardinals continue. I'm going to go with the Cardinals, but I can't keep rooting for them. I can't root for them because I need them to start getting losses.
After this week, you don't have to.
If they can give them a loss and we can get a win, that means the Niners will be the bottom of the NFC West.
Yeah. After this week,
I'll be
you don't
okay
have
with
to.
that.
After this, you don't have to. Trust me.
let's mention a few things about the Dallas Cowboys, because
Yeah,
I
let's talk
see all
about
the
it.
fans out there. We know you're going to the Super Bowl this year. You go every year. Hey, I see you guys have an intact team. Your defense is playing well. Thank you to Dan Quinn. Thank you to Legion of Boom. You're welcome. And Dak is healthy. Zeke is there and is healthy, but he also has another great partner that he has in a running back. That guy Parsons on defense is incredible.
Oh, Michael Parsons is great.
I mean,
He's
and
doing
talk
great.
about the cornerback. He's gotten an interception every game. Trayvon
Diggs, yeah.
Him. Unbelievable.
Stefan's brother.
Listen, Cowboy fans, you guys are doing good. I mean, it's unbelievable that you guys have made it to 3-1. It's the 4th week. I just need you to sit down for a second and just relax, because there's 13 more weeks ahead of us. So we'll see who stays healthy. We'll see who stays well. But they also have the easiest division. So they got the Giants coming
exactly.
in.
I'm not about to cow tip and say they're doing. I mean, whatever. I can't give them their flowers. I do not like them. I don't like their fan
I'm
base.
not giving flowers. I'm just saying, like, okay, congratulations, you're healthy and you've been winning. Like, that's okay, great. But
I'll give you a carnation on that. I'll give you a filler flower on that. I'll give you a carnation, maybe.
There you go.
That's cool.
But yeah, like, you play the Giants twice, and I don't know what Giants team this is, but I haven't seen Saquon Barkley really show up.
No, he has not.
I think he showed up last week, maybe for a glimmer. But
I did not even consider picking him up on fantasy. That's how bad he's been to me. Even last season.
Fresh off the injury year has not been.
Yeah, it's not good. I didn't even consider it
for him.
I didn't even consider it.
I mean, Dallas is gonna win.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys too. I mean, I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to.
All right, so here comes the test on Sunday Night Football. The Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs, who have still are they still at the bottom of the AFC West?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're sitting on 2-2, and I'm loving it.
So here's also the kicker. Josh Gordon is activated for this weekend. So he is able to play, Kansas City Chiefs did sign him. Yeah.
I'm going with the Bills. Red Kingdom ain't Red Kingdom like it used to be. Red Kingdom is good daytime. They're probably not going to be good nighttime. Plus, I feel like they have figured Pat Mahomes out in that offensive line. They're going to have to read, and Eric Bieniemy are going to have to come up with some ways to kind of strategize and change that up some.
I'm going to take the Chiefs only because they are at home, and because I feel like this is a turnaround game. Like, you better win this game or it's going to be pretty iffy on your season. Like,
Bills
you need a turning point.
Bills have a tight defense. I want Kansas City to stay at the bottom.
Any given Sunday, we know how it goes.
Yeah. Josh Allen
Monday Night Football. I don't even know why. Well, who knows? Monday Night Football, we got the Colts at the Ravens. I've seen better Monday Night Football games.
Are we even going to watch this? Like, is anybody watching this game?
I mean, I probably would have to because it's the only game. I mean, it's Monday Night Football. I'm sure going to turn it on and watch it, but it may go off during halftime. It may be.
I think the Dodgers are multitasking. If the Dodgers advance, I think there's a game that day.
Yeah, if there's a WNBA Finals game that day.
I don't know if I'm even going to watch that. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to skip that one.
I'm going to take Baltimore just for the sole fact that they're at home.
Yes. And Marquise Brown will be catching the ball now. He balled out last week, actually. He did better. He knew his mistakes. Do you know the Aces have been on a 15-0 run in the last 4 minutes of this game? The game is now dominating. I haven't been looking at players. I just been looking at the score, and it's 66-48, but it looks like they are doing and it looks like Raquel Williams just shot that 3. Thank you. You can shoot above the arc. I'm glad to see that because they've been hearing what I've been saying.
All right,
Bottom took a jump shot.
So Raquel Williams has 12. Chelsea Gray has 19.
Great.
Asia Wilson has 10. Kelsey Plum 11. This is the team.
This is the team that
This is the team that can win. This is the team that's supposed to be playing like this.
Yes, they've got them up by 20 points now, 68-48. This is what we need to see. And then they got,
well,
what's
look
her
at
name?
here. They're
Kia
holding.
Slocum in as their big.
I mean, Tarasti only has 9 points. Greiner only has 8. So they're definitely putting some power and some
pressure on them. And Kia Nurse went down early in the first part of the game. She was down. I don't know if she ever entered back into the game. She got like severely injured. She was laid up on the court, like she collided with Asia and the cameraman, and that she went down. So that could be part of it too.
Gray is definitely cooking.
Yeah,
it's good because they were missing on. They were.
She was an Olympian. That's all. And she, this whole time, you wouldn't know she was an Olympian because.
Well,
he doesn't play
game 1, they play hard. Well, game 1 was good. But 2 and 3 was.
It's about spreading that ball out and letting other players shoot. And one player cannot simply be dominant in a game and lose energy and not get rest.
Team sport for
I love that everybody is getting handles, touches of the ball. That's what you got to do. And now they're comfortable in shooting. And I like this unit that he has out right now, even with Kia Sloan out there, you know, being the big. And there's no De'Eric. Like, I like this look. This is a good look. And they've been on a 15-0 run with it. So let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
You forget Chelsea Gray went to the Olympics. By the way, you don't see the effectiveness of her playing the last 2 games. It's crazy. Because she didn't get no playing time.
The first game she did, like I said, the first game was good, but it was overpowered, of course, by Rakina Williams, who had like 26 points. Kelsey Plum had like 25. So that was a great game for them, but she still had good looks. But that game 2 and 3, nobody was there. Nobody played. It was terrible. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Before we go, I want to give my girl power to my girl Mo here.
Oh,
it's her birthday week.
Yay, Libra.
This is my girl, Team Libra. She fits it to a T.
September was a little different. The Octobers are the ones that hit. You know what I mean? There's a difference.
I'm excited for your birthday week and your Sunday game.
Thank
I hope
you.
Your guys win, but there would be no great podcast. You saw me struggle here for 2 minutes without Mo, and so you know how bad this woman is needed here with me, and I appreciate you. There'd be no Mo and Mel without Mo, of course, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate all that you do to be part of the podcast with me.
Oh, thank you. You do a lot. I mean, I appreciate being on here. Like, I have a good
But you
time
see, I can't just talk to myself. It's a little eerie.
It's hard.
There, you know,
it's
a little like
when you're talking to yourself with no audience. You're like, who am I out there talking to?
You know, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sure you talk to yourself in your house sometimes, right?
All the time. But you know, I'm not on a video and I'm not live streaming, and you know,
right?
Yeah,
it's different.
But it's because of you that this podcast works so well, that our show does so well, that we together are a great combo. So
yeah, we are a great combo.
You. So all the flowers to my girl Mo. If you see Mo, if you talk to Mo, if you are friends with her on social media, make sure to shout her out. Give her flowers for a special day.
I appreciate that. Tk you so much, Mel. That meant a lot to me. That's very nice of you.
Of course. Yes. You're welcome.
No need for over decades. So it works.
I know. Probably even longer, forever.
Right.
But anyways, you guys, we appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, we went over because that's just what we do. And good luck on your fantasy footballs. Make sure to make your selections, because I'm sure for sure this week everybody's got somebody on the Rams or the Seahawks playing. So you want to make adjustments to your fantasy lineup and don't catch no surprises, because there probably will be surprises just like they are every week.
Yes.
Anyway, y'all have a good one. Celebrate Mo's birthday for her. Have a drink, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Yes, have a drink.
Bye.
Bye. Libra